Hello, welcome back at Duke's Aquaristic Experimenter. Today we do some English stuff for the international audience. By side is my friend Patrick from Pats Plecos. Some of you may know him from Facebook. And today he explains a little bit about his collection of nice catfish. And I wish you have fun.
Hi guys. After the last video in Germany, a lot of guys wrote me and they were asking like, oh, nice video, but I didn't understood anything. And so we thought about now making the whole thing in English, and maybe you enjoyed.
Just explain a little bit what you are doing, what's your favorite subject, and then we show, of course, your beautiful fish.
Yes, my name is Pats Plecos. I'm specialized in keeping and breeding Ancistrus and Hypancistrus types. And today we will show up what's actually here and what's some of my results of the breeding fish and some of my breeding fish, and we will show the room and the location, and I will be here to answer some questions for Duke and for the audience. I think we start here.
Okay.
So here you see a chapter of a breeding tank for my group of Ancistrus honeycomb. There is a lot of small fry in the tanks with them. Actually, there are some in the rings for growing out. And inside this tank you also find some green dragon longfin. One is up there, under the stone.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yes. There you see him. They are also growing in this tank. And that's a usual tank how I build it. It's like HMF on the right side, and a lot of biohome inside, and yeah, that's how I breed the Ancistrus here.
You also have some pumps, extra pumps?
Yes, I've got the possibility to turn on a flow.
Yeah.
If it's needed, and actually I don't use it, but when I'm breeding them and they don't do anything, then I've got the possibility to turn up the flow.
Do you think it helps?
Yes, sometimes.
Yeah.
I always try to
stimulate them.
Yes,
to breed? Okay.
yes. I always try to switch some to use some different types, and it's not necessary for them to have flow. But if it's if the temperatures in the summer are a little bit higher, then it's an easy possibility to get a little bit more oxygen in the water.
Yeah,
and
sure. There's
that's
also
why it's inside.
Green dragon, yeah?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Yeah. And there are lots of fry. And you ship international also, yeah?
Yes, that's possible.
Okay. So let's go to this one here.
Yeah, that's a keeping tank for my 236ers, which were in a breedable size, but actually not needed to breed. I always let like 30 to 40 pieces grow to see what sex is there at the end, and then I sort them and look what patterns are maybe interesting for me to breed them. And the rest is here, and if there is another couple starts in this chapter, then I've got the possibility to take them out and to separate them in a chapter I will show you soon with the next tank.
Yeah. You have also those spy fish?
Yes, I think here we have to turn off the plate a little bit. That's no problem, because here's that's a growing tank. It's with less caves.
Surprise. Lots of fish.
And we've got here some 136 and some 236 growing.
There's a 136.
Mostly there's basic and 136 inside.
Yeah.
No, I have to keep it. Okay.
Nice.
That's my little baby. That's the chapters I told you about. That's a tank built with a big biological filter. You can't see the filter because it's behind the black wall inside the tank. It's an internal biological filter which has the size of the whole tank. And the water turns out here, and it goes by through all the chapters, and it goes to the biological filter the same way back.
Okay.
And here are my breeding.
But you have also additional small filters? It's just for keeping safe, or
yeah, for staying safe, for having oxygen while water changing, and if I'm in the situation that I think, oh, my filter is not working good anymore, then I can take everything out, because I know these internal filters are all able to keep every chapter filtrated, and everything else what the biological filter does is something like a backup for my biological filter. When I need to clean it, then I don't have any problems with the nitrate or nitrate. In this tank we made the tests for how usable is BioHome, and I have some critical friends came up to me and said, I will now take my drop tests and see what result I got when I checked the nitrate, and they were blessed, as they saw that there is no nitrate inside this tank. And when you I think it's too dark to film the chapters, but it's like 400 liters. There are 4 kilogram BioHome inside, and I think it's the most usable filter granulate for breeding plecos. Very good thing. Here you see my best group of super whites. If you zoom a little bit in, both of them have really crazy good pattern. And it's always built like when you turn up, then I've got the possibility to have all the fry of one chapter inside growing, to check them, and after sorting them I turn them to the grow tanks with round about 3.5 centimeter.
And how many weeks do you take to get this size?
They are like 4 to 5 months old until they are 3.5 centimeters.
Okay. And why you have always the guppies inside?
The what?
The guppies.
The guppies, they are like they are there to eat the rest of the food if the plecos don't eat it, and it's also very good because they have, I don't know if the English word is correct, it's like the German word is pheromone, I think it's in English. Nearby other people will understand me, and they've got usable pheromones while they are breeding, while they are.
Do you think that the hormone they use to get in mute for
to get sexual attractive for the other fish, yes,
and this will also have an effect on the catfish?
Yes, because I think that's like a little bit of trigger for the catfish.
Okay, but it's also for some kind of protection, yeah?
Yes, of course, and the protection is like when you the catfish and the plecos inside all have they are very stable. And when there is an illness or something like that, it goes first on the guppies, and then I'm able to see it and react much faster than if only the pleco would turn ill. It would take longer to see it, and so I've got the guppies like a backup fish, also like a protectional fish for having diseases and to make me be able to react much quicker.
And is there something to take care of for medicine? Can you use all common ones, or is there something that you say, oh no, please don't use this, or
I think copper is something what if you have to use it, you really have to do it with patience.
Okay.
If I've got the possibility to not use it, if there's something like a different kind of what's without copper, I would definitely prefer this one.
Okay.
Here we got the grow-out tanks for the smaller Ancistrus types. It's like I made the experiences that when they grow out without having caves, then they grow a little bit faster than with caves, because I think they start very early to protect the caves, and they can use the whole time they need to feed to eat their food, and not use the time to protect the caves much too early. I think from 5 centimeter on they start with this behavior, and I made the experiences that when they don't have caves, they grow much faster than, a little bit faster than usual.
If you have a dead end,
yes,
if it's going through like here, then it's okay.
Yes, if it's not, it shouldn't be possible to sit in an entry to protect it. Yes.
Now, this is also a nice one. This one a little bit comes out. Good boy. What is this? So,
That's also a 236. Something like an experiment of a group. I want to check if they are able to breed with each other. And there's a very good male inside. And yes, one breeder quilted his hobby and returned them for me, and they are from my genetics, so I was interested to have them back.
Okay. And here you have some also nice fish.
Yes, Snow White.
Snow White.
144.
And also worth to say that you're very well connected to other breeders, and your stock list is way bigger than what you can show today here. So
yes.
you're able to get much more species than we can show today here.
Yes.
So check out the stock list, I will link it in the description.
Inside this there's also a breeding couple or a breeding group of Paraguayan Cistrus. I think one is there.
There we need the lamp again. Now this one?
Yes. That's a small one growing. And there's an adult group inside, and they are breeding here frequently. I think the highest amount of fry in one nest was like 100.
100, yeah.
Yes, that's quite a lot for an Ancistrus.
Yeah. But here's the dog. Do you have a light or something? No, a very important utility for every Ancistrus and Hypancistrus keeper is flashlight, right?
Yes.
Here's just the end of it.
Yeah, they're hiding out.
Yeah, they're hiding very well, as usual.
Yeah, next to it we got the lemon, longfin and shortfin and Snow White.
Yeah, I don't have it. Yeah.
They are also growing out, and the following chapter is waiting for a breeding group.
When do you want to breed those? You need the male normal or the female?
I think the best is if you just take male and yellow female, and then it's able.
No, I mean because the long fin.
Yes, I think they
are still breedable.
Yes, of course.
With long fin.
Yes.
Okay, I hear that sometimes you have to change. I think the male has to be normal then.
Cross them back. Yes.
Okay. Now what's this?
In this thing there is Hypancistrus contradens. Some of the pieces I sorted to grow bigger spotted ones, and there is L309. I think this in this chapter here is one. You're seeing, yes, this is a 309er. And there are some left super whites to grow them out completely here. I think that's a female and a male. I want to check because there are a lot of caves inside here. If it's comparable of them, because they are one of the first which were only grown out on tap water. And I want to see if that the breeding works here on tap water with them.
Okay. What tap water do you have here?
I think it's like 500 microsiemens, 400 to 500 roundabout. There is the male and here is the female.
Yeah.
And all the rest needs to grow out. I hope that the 309ers will be the first to make fry in this tank, but I will be patient.
So you have a Facebook group? For those who doesn't know that?
Yes, of course.
And of course, if there's any update on the breeding on tap water,
then I will post it and I will show some pictures. Yeah. Here's one updated tank. I think the last time you were here, that was my L400 breeding tank. Mm-hmm. But as I finished to breed them and had the first fry, a very rare group which was only planned to grow them here had the first fry, and it's the Ancistrus Kiefneri 2, who reproduced very early with 6 centimeters. It wasn't planned. And now in this tank there's only L280. I think here you see one inside.
Yeah, what else? I had a little bit to catch it.
No, very small.
Yeah, you see the little dots.
Yes, that's the smallest Hypancistrus in the world. It's an adult one, what you see there. It's like 4.5 to 5 centimeters. Nice, and maybe with a little bit over 5 they stop growing. And the rest inside here, there's a threesome of L280, and the Ancistrus are the Kiefneri 2. And both are actually breeding here in this tank. No, actually not. Here's the fry.
You have the fry.
Yeah, of course. Let's see if there's there we got one.
What is here on the I have to try to get it from here.
Yes, so. Very good.
Müsste noch scharf werden. Yeah.
Zoom mal here. Zoom in, please. Yes. A little bit. Yes. There we got it. There we got it. There we got it.
Ah, there I see what I see. What is
That's a Kifneri 2 Ancistrus.
and what is the special thing on it?
It's an undescribed type of Ancistrus. It's not scientifically described yet. It's something like they knew and found it 2 years ago, and we are very early breeding them.
Okay, quite nice. So really rare species.
Definitely. Here's something like the selection of L114. The type's called L600, and the difference to L114 is that it has completely red fins on top and at the end.
Really nice.
They're definitely.
It's also pretty rare. Huh?
Yeah, and they grow like fast as hell. Really crazy, these little guys. This one, I think I had them all 3 to 5 centimeters, and actually the biggest one is like 10. I was like surprised as I saw them. They eat and feed well, and yes.
Here's some more.
Yes, very nice fish.
Ah, nice.
Yes. And when you go a little bit down, and then you will see in every chapter there will be one inside them.
Yeah, see them all nice. And all for sale?
Yes, of
Otherwise
course.
you want to grow them to breed?
Some of them maybe, but they get very big. That's like 25 centimeters. So
yeah, there is for more for bigger tanks.
Yes,
then.
yes. If I get them to, if I want to breed them, then I would definitely prepare another setup for them.
If I won't buy not for breeding, just to enjoy the beauty, and
Yes.
what conditions do you need to offer for those type of?
I think that's a little bit different. It's like the Ancistrus types. They are like happy with tap water and with 24 to 26 degrees.
Yeah.
And it's the Hypancistrus, for example. They are like 27 to 29, 30 degrees. Some breed up 30 degrees, like 31. But yes, usually my room temperature is like 27. So all the water is always like 26 degrees, never gets too cold. So even if I've got a heater problem or something like that,
yeah.
I've got a little bit like a backup in this case.
Yeah.
And so it won't be a problem. And yes.
So what community you can give? Discus, is it? Or if you do a discus tank, can you put it inside, or we say better not?
It is possible, but I think the food of both. If a discus is feeded a lot with meat, then it's maybe not good.
Yeah.
But if a discus is feeded with shrimp or something like that,
yeah.
or with krill, then it can work. But I think the constellations, I know that I heard that 46 and discus works usually well if the tank is settled, and I know that 134 and discus is also a good combination, but it's up to the person who is building the tank.
Yeah. You need fish that can handle those hot temperatures that are not the competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Algae problem is maybe also, you asked me in the last time in the German video.
Yeah.
I think that's important for the people to know. If you get an Ancistrus, something like that, then you can think, yes, he maybe takes out the Algae out of my tank.
Yeah.
But the Hypancistrus or the Picoltia types, they like to eat fish food, pleco food.
Yeah, meat.
We will come back to the pleco food
we
in
show.
some minutes.
Yes, this is something, of course, how you.
Yes.
What is it about the food?
Yes, and there is not even one pleco food you can use for all types. It's like there is a herbivore, there is a carnivore, and there is an omnivore. A selection of food what's needed to serve the right food for the right species.
So you have to do your homework really, because it's so wide range. So you have to say, okay, this fits or doesn't fit. And
if you are too lazy to do your homework, I'm there online. Just get me out and get me in the chat, and if I got the time, then I will take it and do some recommendations or say what I think about the situation. It's always up to everybody. Just getting contact, and I try to help.
Great. Let's talk about food and useful utilities when it comes to keep plecos or even breed them.
Yes, that's something like one of the main parts in my job, and I have the recommendation to some foods. And one of the products in Germany produced and well placed is, in my opinion, from the friends here next, the neighbors from Ebo Aquaristic. There is a very high quality and a lot of different types of food, but usually the people know it. I think so.
I post anyway a link into the description.
I've got also the Danish version of the stuff in here, just for some customers coming up, maybe needing.
But you use it also yourself?
Yes, of course. Everything I sell here, everything is used by myself. That's something like the. I'm not interested to trade a product if it's not usable, and if it's usable in case to breed Plecos, then I definitely will use it.
Okay.
And so everything you see here is like very usable stuff. It's beginning from the whole stuff you can get from CIS. It's the breeding boxes actually not stocked, and the different incubators, and the Artemia breeding station, also very nice, very high quality stuff. And here's some stuff from my Danish partner. It's a product like it's called Fluvic Power, and it's like an additional thing to the human acids in the breeding water, and it's good for the health of the fish, and it makes it has a lot of good minerals and stuff inside, and it makes a little bit more stable water and more breeding. The water will be better with it. That's what I try to say.
Okay, good. Yeah. And what about those caves? What is something you can do, you would recommend to do or not?
Yes, of course. I think that's needed with the caves, but me personally, it's like I put the caves inside when the fish is in a size able to breed, like I told in the video before.
Yeah.
And yes, I think the right.
But you need the dead end for
yes.
breeding. Definitely, you need dead end. So
yes.
It's not. Like
depends also on the type. There are some species like Hemiloricaria or all the pieces not Loricaridea but a pleco or catfish. There are some who put the eggs on the glass. There are some who put the eggs in an open cave like this but bigger.
Yeah, right.
And Hemiloricaria Stugizoma types definitely breeding different than the usual Loricaridea types are breeding. And me personally, I'm more specialized in the Loricaridea types, but I'm also interested to know about how a different breeding situation can be. And some of them are sometimes in my stock, like the white Sturizomas, all this stuff, what is maybe a little bit rare, is at this point then interesting for me again. Just forgot that. Called the Evo guys, but I've got also a product. It's like main food for Plecos. I've got a recommendation that also the fish like it, and it's very good for the omnivore and the carnivore species. It's the whole product is like a. I didn't invest a lot in how the product is sold. It's more the stuff inside is very good, and it's usable, and you can use it for the whole tanks as
and it's also what you use for your Plecos. So when you buy the Plecos here and use this food, you know there's no.
This is, in my opinion, the best to grow them out, because I think they grow very fast with it. And the Evo food, for example, is very good to make them grow the eggs faster in their bodies when they are reproducing, and when I think. Some of the main things and what's important is it's like up to the people or something like that. You are not interested to get every time pizza, even if pizza is very good, then you won't eat pizza 7 days in a week. And it's the same with the Plecos. 2-3 days in a week they eat it, it's very good. And maybe... And
you live food? So you use live food, or
yes, of course.
What kind of live food?
More frozen food, like like frozen Artemia, frozen Mysis, Cyclops, red bloodworms. Yeah, that's stuff I use. Yes.
Okay.
Because a lot of people will maybe ask the cool posters where they are from. It's like also a big recommendation. I like them very much. It's rtsaquaristicshop.de. Go and ask Andreas, and he will help you out with some nice stuff. And that what's here is just a small amount of what he can offer to you.
So guys, I think this was a lot of useful information if it comes to keeping and breeding. So it's really beautiful and sometimes really rare fish. So if you need more information, if you want to buy them, whatever, I link everything, Facebook group of Patrick and stocklist, and also the other links we mentioned in the video. I posted in the description. So check it out, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, and of course follow the channel.
Yes, and of course a big like for Duke's Aquaristics Experimente. If it's it's interesting for you guys to maybe have more English videos, and if it's if you are interested in this stuff, then let us know. Maybe we will find out some solutions, or we will go in some projects and try to make it not only in German and maybe in another speech or something like that, if it's needed, not in another in English, of course. And yeah, thank you very much, and bye bye.
Bye bye.